Involuntarily, they were drained of their terror. This is the essence of stress inoculation. You expose yourself to a controlled dose of a mind commands, the body obeys. The Spartan focus was never purely on the body. It was on using the body to train the mind. When a hoplite held his formation, shield locked with his brothers, it wasn't his fresh muscles that mattered, it was his disciplined mind refusing to yield to the primal urge to flee. The physical hardship was simply the arena where mental fortitude was forged. This is the secret every modern athlete and high performer knows. The last reps in the gym, the last mile of the run, are not about building muscle. They are about building obedience. You are teaching your body that it must listen to the commands of your mind no matter how much it screams to stop. Every time you push through physical resistance, you are not just getting stronger. You are establishing the core hierarchy of self-mastery. The mind is the king. The body is the soldier.
Truth 5. Adversity forges tribal trust and self-reliance. This seems like a contradiction, but it's a profound truth. The shared suffering of the Agoge created an unbreakable bond between Spartans. They knew with absolute certainty that the man next to them had endured the same hardships, the same cold, the same hunger. This created a level of trust that was their greatest tactical advantage. Simultaneously, the same process forged a deep, unyielding self-reliance. When you're sent into the wild with nothing, you learn that you can, in fact, depend on yourself. This creates a powerful duality, the strength of the pack and the strength of the wolf. In your own life, seeking out challenges with a team, a training partner, a mastermind group, builds powerful bonds, and facing solo challenges builds the core self-reliance that prevents you from being codependent and weak. Truth number 6. Hardship forces you into the present moment. A mind lost in anxiety about the future or regret about the past is a weak mind. It's divided. It's scattered. The Spartan in battle, the one enduring a grueling march, had no room for such distractions. His entire world narrowed to the next step, the next breath, the next swing of his sword. Hardship is a brutal but effective teacher of mindfulness. When you are in the middle of a grueling workout, you cannot be worrying about a work email. When you are deliberately sitting with the discomfort of a cold plunge, your mind is forced out of its abstract worries and into the raw, immediate reality of your body. This is a form of meditation. It cleanses the mind of clutter and forces you to be fully present, fully engaged, and fully alive. A comfortable mind wanders and worries. A mind under voluntary pressure is focused and powerful. Truth number 7. The obstacle is not the way. It is the way. This is the ultimate Spartan and Stoic truth wrapped into one. The Spartans did not see a harsh winter as a deviation from their plan. They saw it as the plan itself. The obstacle was not something to be avoided. It was the very training ground they needed to become stronger. Their philosophy was one of amor fati, a love of fate. They didn't just tolerate what happened to them, they embraced it as necessary fuel for their growth. When you internalize this, your entire relationship with life changes. A failed project is no longer a failure. It's a data gathering mission that makes you wiser. A personal loss is no longer a reason to break. It's a lesson in depth that makes you more compassionate. A difficult task is no longer a burden. It's the anvil upon which your strength is being forged. You stop seeing life as something that happens to you and start seeing it as something that happens for you. The modern forge. These 7 truths are not relics. They are a psychological operating system for a life of power and purpose. Your modern agoge is all around you. It's in the decision to wake up early. It's in the choice to eat for fuel, not just pleasure. It's in the courage to speak your truth. It's in the discipline to do the work, especially when you don't feel like it. You don't need a spear and a shield. You need intention. You need to understand that every single time you choose the harder path, you are activating an ancient algorithm for building strength. You are telling the world, and more importantly, telling yourself that you are a mental Spartan. The furnace is hot. The anvil is waiting. The question is, will you remain a block of iron, or will you allow yourself to be forged into a weapon of purpose and power? Your first step is to commit. If you're ready to embrace this path, to train your mind and conquer yourself, then subscribe to this channel and ring the bell. We are a legion building mental fortitude, one disciplined thought at a time. Now, I want you to make this real. In the comments below, declare which one of these 7 truths resonates most with you, and one small action you will take this week to live it. Public declaration creates accountability. Let's build that evidence library together. Remember, strength is not given. It is forged. Embrace the pain, become the Spartan. I'll see you in the next one.
Listen. Listen to the silence beneath the noise. You stand at a precipice, not of stone and earth, but of your own becoming. The wind you feel is not from a mountain pass, but from the chasm between the person you are and the person you are capable of being. Look down. What do you see? Not an abyss of failure, but a battlefield. A hidden, ancient, and eternal battlefield. Its trenches are not dug by shovels, but by doubt. Its fortifications are not built of timber, but of distraction. The enemy banners that fly are stitched with the threads of fear, comfort, procrastination, and the endless whispering chatter of a mind untrained. For centuries, we have told stories of the Spartan warrior. We speak of his bronze shield, his scarlet cloak, his spear that shone under a Grecian sun. We marvel at the physical endurance, the legendary toughness that allowed 300 to stand against a tide. But in our awe of the spectacle, we have missed the true source of his power. We have admired the sword, but forgotten the smithy. The true weapon, the unbreakable, immortal weapon, was not in his hand. It was behind his eyes. It was the mind. A mind not born, but forged, not in the casual fires of talent, but in the deliberate, relentless furnace of philosophy and code. It was tempered not only by the clash of battle, but by the daily silent war against weakness within. This is not a lesson in ancient history. This is a transmission. This is a blueprint drawn in the ink of timeless truth for the modern mental warrior. You live in a world meticulously engineered to seduce your attention, to cushion your every discomfort, to train you for constant, frantic reaction. It is a world that sells you distraction and calls it connection, that sells you comfort and calls it happiness, that sells you opinion and calls it wisdom. In such a world, how do you construct a mind that remains disciplined amidst chaos? How do you cultivate focus in a marketplace of screaming distractions? How do you forge emotional control when every algorithm is designed to provoke your passions? The answer lies not in a new hack, a new pill, a new 10-step trend. The answer lies in a return to the codes, the non-negotiable iron principles that transformed ordinary men into the unyielding wall of a phalanx. These were not suggestions, they were the operating system for a resilient soul. Today, we journey deep into 10 of these codes, 10 Spartan codes of mental resilience. Consider this not entertainment, but your first drill, your initiation. Your mind is the phalanx you will lead through the battles of your life. It is time to lock shields. It is time to become unbreakable. Introduction and philosophical foundation. To truly grasp the Spartan, you must first sit with the Stoic. They are not separate. They are the two hands that clench the same sword. Sparta was the body in relentless motion, the discipline of the deed. Stoicism was the mind in perfect stillness, the discipline of the thought. But from their disparate paths, they arrived at the same crucial crossroads and asked the single most important question you will ever confront. What is within your control? Picture the Spartan warrior on the eve of battle. He cannot control the countless thousands massing across the plain. He cannot control the coming dawn, which may bring a storm to blind him. He cannot control the aim of every arrow that will darken the sky. To fret over these things is to drain his strength before a single blow is struck. So what does he control? He controls the sharpness of his spear. He controls the fit of his armor. He controls the depth of his breath, the steadiness of his gaze, the resolve in his heart to hold the line, to protect the man to his left. He reduces the infinite chaos of war to a few simple, manageable tasks within his sphere of command. This is the bedrock, the dichotomy of control. This is the first and last lesson. Your perceptions, your judgments, your choices, your